Hi, I'm Dave Marciniak with Revolutionary Gardens, and today we're going to talk about how to repair landscape lights. There can be a number of things that go wrong with your landscape lights, the easiest of which is going to be that landscape light just will not stay upright in the ground. That can be solved by checking the ground stake and making sure that you have the right size ground stake for that light. You can see here, this is a pretty small ground stake for the size of the light, especially with the large head on it. What I would do on something like this is change it out for a bigger ground stake, something like this. That way, if you have soft or sandy soil or an area where things are prone to get bumped into, it'll hold itself up and work just fine. Another thing that you can check is check that connection between the light and the wire if that light's not coming on. These big box store style lights have these clip connections on them. You need to make sure that these clip connections are securely locked, and if they are not, what happens is moisture gets in, it gets into that connection, causes a short circuit, and that light will not come on. A more professional grade light has these splice connections like this that are often just with a wire nut, a little bit of silicone, electrical tape. Either way, you want to make sure that those are watertight and secure as well, or else you'll have a problem as well. And the other thing that can cause your light not to come on is quite simply, just as in your house, the light bulb is burned out. The way you address that is you just open up that light. I love this manufacturer for that reason. It's so simple. Open that shroud up, pull that out. You've got access to your bulb. You can go ahead and change it out. What I recommend is that whenever you do change out a bulb on a low voltage landscape lighting system, that you make sure you replace it with the same wattage of bulb that you used before. Reason being, your system is precisely calibrated for that wattage of light. If you go ahead and you use, let's say, a bigger wattage light on that line, you can end up with dimmer bulbs or lights that don't even come on farther down the line. So it's important to remember that moisture is one of the most critical things you need to avoid with a landscape lighting system. You want to pay attention to manufacturer recommendations when you're installing and maintaining your system. If your light comes with a gasket, make sure you put the gasket in. You can see here this gasket is crumbling and falling apart. That's where you're going to have moisture intrusion, that's where you're going to have issues, and eventually it will shorten that light's life. So you want to go ahead and replace that gasket, replace it with a little bit of silicone, and that should get your light up and running and working just fine. So again, just remember, it can be a simple fix, and that's always the first place to start. Start with the simplest fix and you'll work your way down the line. Again, I'm Dave Marciniak with Revolutionary Gardens. We've been talking about how to repair landscape lights.